Across the globe, women are using Insta, YouTube or Facebook to create new opportunities for themselves, to become more independent professionally and personally. Online has become a place to connect, find support and turn ideas into income. Let's see how it's done today on Shift. Mobility means freedom, but for many women around the world that's out of reach, because even the commute to work is a risk, with sexual harassment ever present. But mobility is often the key to get a job and greater independence. Bhagyashree Bora is taking matters into her own hands.
Riding a bike feels like freedom. It gives off a positive vibe and sends a good message.
23-year-old influencer Bhagyashree Bora is from Nagoon, a district in Assam where riding a motorbike is considered taboo for women. Some families worried it could damage their reputation and even affect a woman's marriage prospects. Bhagyashree aims to change that. Her biggest dream, to earn a living through her motorcycle content and teach other women how to ride.
The dream I've had since I was 13. I showed how I achieved it in that video. My first video got around 3 million views, and I received so much love and so many kind comments right from the start. That really motivated me to keep making more videos and sharing more content.
Bhagyashree began by capturing life on the road, learning the ropes of social media one post at a time. With a growing channel and a helping hand from a friend, she's turned a hobby into a movement.
Every week I try to post at least 3 videos. I like to keep my audience engaged and the excitement going, whether it's through posts or stories.
For Bhagyashree, riding isn't just about getting around, it's about empowerment, independence.
People tell me that when they watch my videos, they don't just get inspired to make videos themselves, but also want to get a new bike. That makes me really happy. I've noticed that people often associate bikes with boys. So when I make videos, young people, especially girls, say, "Wow, I really like this. If you can do it, why can't I?"
Across India, more and more women are switching gears. In many parts of the country, women's motorcycle ownership has surged over the past decade, driven by financial independence, access to education and shifting norms. Bhagyashree has over 320,000 followers, affording her real independence through monetization, collaboration and product placement.
These days, there are so many opportunities to make a living from creating content.
For Bhagyashree, it isn't just about biking, it's about creating opportunities. Equal opportunities for men and women, that's still hard to find. Take Bangladesh. Despite women making up over half of the workforce in the local garment industry, they are rarely the ones in charge of the designs or the deal-making. Breaking into this male-dominated world is a real challenge, but Habiba Akhtar Shurovi is the living proof that it can be done. Habiba Akhtar Shurovi is a fashion designer, influencer and entrepreneur looking to change the face of fashion in Bangladesh.
I started in 2016 from my student dormitory at Dhaka University. I began by selling hand-painted T-shirts and tie-dye saris online through F-commerce. I started my business on Facebook.
Shurovi needed money, and not just for fabrics, but to fund her fashion studies abroad.
I started creating content in 2018 because of this idea. This not only introduced me as a content creator, but also became the watermark of the dresses I designed. My face became known. People knew I was the designer behind those designs. Everyone came to know me and my brand at the same time.
As a woman in a male-dominated industry, she had difficulties being taken seriously. Even buying thread and fabrics from the market was a hurdle, just because of her gender. Eventually, she built a network of supporters and sellers, but faces harassment online to this day.
Sometimes we face cyberbullying and negativity. We do get these negative comments, but the ratio is very low. Out of 100 comments, 98 are positive.
But persistence pays off. Both her brand and content grew, and she finally studied abroad. Bangladesh is the world's second largest garment exporter after China. The industry's export value reached approximately $39 billion in 2025, accounting for over 80% of the country's total exports. Shorovi wants Bangladesh to be known not just for making clothes, but for designing them.
As a designer,
I feel that when a global brand makes dresses in Bangladesh, the Made in Bangladesh tag is placed below their brand name. But the label shown above doesn't belong to any Bangladeshi. We don't even know who the dress designer is.
Shorovi regularly posts content online, both on her own and on her brand's channels. With over 2 million followers, social media is a source of income too. And of course, visibility is key.
In this age of social media, out of sight, out of mind is very true. That's why we post pictures, reels and videos, things that are very popular on social media, every day from our channels. And these things boost our sales.
Habiba Akhtar Shorovi employs many women to help break the industry barriers she once faced. Women around the world still earn around 23% less than men. That means for every dollar a man makes, a woman only gets 77 cents. Equal rights for women, that's what Pakistani artist Maliha Abidi is fighting for as well. She uses TikTok and Insta to advance her cause. She wants to connect like-minded people and bypass barriers and censorship. Thanks to the financial support of her online community, Maliha Abidi even managed to bring a professional project to life. Pakistani artist and author Maliha Abidi is based in southern England, a student of Oxford University. She works with different artistic mediums ranging from acrylics and colored pencils to digital art. Maliha has a following of over 150,000 on TikTok and Instagram. Her journey with social media started 14 years ago when she went to the US to pursue her studies.
At that time, social media was like my online diary. Today I use social media as a tool to connect with my community. I use it for campaigning. If I'm making art for a cause, I can share it there. I use social media for my activism, to share information, to share stories.
Abidi wants to raise awareness for women's rights, social justice and mental health, all while celebrating her Pakistani heritage.
We discuss the politics of Pakistan a lot. We discuss it again and again, but we never talk about the artists, the inventors, the activists, the women who are fighting for women's rights in Pakistan. We never talk about them as a celebration, or if we do very little.
For that reason, Maliha dedicated her book to those very women. Pakistan for Women has been sold in more than 40 countries. Her online community played a large role in its success thanks to a crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter. On Kickstarter, people from all over the world can present their projects to find funding and supporters. But you don't need a special project to earn money online, just a good idea. Indian creator Shobhana Selukma earns extra income for her family by posting simple videos about cooking and everyday life in her village. She has to walk almost 2 kilometers to get online and upload her videos. But now that effort is bringing her additional income. A paycheck with just a smartphone and a laptop, the tech industry offers that too. With new AI tools, getting started is becoming easier than ever. Yet, despite the growth of the digital economy, women are being left behind. In Indonesia, where the sector is booming, only 27% of tech professionals are women. A team in Jakarta wants to change that.
The saddest thing is the stigma that women supposedly aren't suited for careers in tech. Many people still believe that men are more logical, while women are emotional.
Prejudice like this is what Amanda Simanyuntak encounters in her everyday work. She runs a program called Ma Coding that introduces tech and coding to underprivileged young people. When she started the initiative in 2017, she was surprised to see how few female participants there were compared to men. Indonesian women are often told that they aren't suited for sciences or technical subjects. Amanda Simanjuntak believes that these distorted perceptions of what women can and cannot achieve take root in childhood.
Why do you have to study so hard on Saturday and Sunday? In the end, you'll just be a housewife taking care of a household and kids. That sentiment saddens me deeply, and unfortunately, it's a very common one.
Growing up, Amanda's reality was rather different.
When I was little, while my friends were playing with dolls, I was different. I used to like playing with electronic kits. Apart from that, I had the privilege of seeing my mother work as an environmental scientist. So, from an early age, seeing women in STEM was completely normal.
To attract more women to the tech sector, Amanda teamed up with actress Dian Sastrobadoyo. In 2021, they launched Perempuan Inovasi, a program exclusively for women. The goal? To empower young women and prove that they too can be innovators.
To get women interested in technology, we don't jump straight into technical training. The first thing they need is a shift in mindset. We host sharing sessions and provide education on gender equality. We want to build their self-confidence so they realize that they can do it too, that they're just as capable, that they're equals.
Closing the equality gap won't happen overnight. But as digital spaces grow, so do the possibilities for working together. It's a lot easier to push back when you're not doing it alone. See you next time on Shift.